Welcome to our tutorial on taking notes. By now, you should have a good idea of an article's content and the author's research process. In this tutorial, I will give you some ideas for the elements you should write down and methods for going about it. As you will learn, when you approach a new source, there are many things you will need to investigate and remember. Before you start reading, make sure you are able to begin taking detailed notes on your responses to each aspect of the source in order to refer to it later with accuracy. First, record the bibliographical information for the source, including title, author, publisher, editor, journal title, volume, page numbers, date, and other details. You can often find much or all of this information on the first page of the article. It is helpful to consult a style guide for the citation style you will be using in order to know what information you will need to collect. Consult with your professor if you're not sure which to use. When recording bibliographic information, you may want to write it down in your research journal. One common alternative is to use citation and reference management software like Zotero to store this information. Once you have recorded the bibliographic information, you are almost ready to begin recording notes. It may be helpful to mark directly on a printout of the article, but keeping separate notes will often help you digest the article and develop the critical distance you need to analyze, evaluate, and synthesize its findings. Many students use handwritten notes, for instance using the two-column method. Others find using reference management software like Zotero to store notes to be a convenient way to make sure their notes are all collected together and correctly associated with the underlying literature. As you begin taking notes, make sure you're prepared to distinguish between the different kinds of notes you might take, specifically summaries and paraphrases, quotations, and your own thoughts. This is important because all of these different kinds of notes will play different roles when you are adding them to your paper. Plus, this information is crucial when deciding what and how to cite. Summarize when you are interested primarily in the main idea, claim, finding, or method, and only require a brief overview of the source. Paraphrase when you want to give a clearer or more pointed explanation of a specific detail in your own words. Quote when the words themselves are evidence, when the wording is unique or original, or when you want to accurately portray something you strongly agree or disagree with. Make sure you know the purpose of each point, argument, inference, or piece of evidence. Record for yourself the necessary context and your responses to it. Using the tips in this tutorial to take detailed and organized notes will be helpful as you begin to analyze your source.